guys, and welcome to EllAstrology, and in this video I'm going to tell you guys about the common misconceptions about the zodiac signs. So Aries. The misconception about Aries is that they are very aggressive, they're very pushy, and they're very hot-headed. The thing about Aries is that Aries people are actually very laid back and they're very chilled. The only thing about Aries is that they're very quickly angered, and when they're dealing with stupid people, for example, or they're dealing with really stupid situations, they can lose their cool very quickly. People also think that Aries people are incredibly impatient. However, Aries people can be very patient, but it is when they are pushed by others that they become impatient. Another misconception of Aries is that they are very active and that they are very sporty. I have met many Aries people who do not exercise and are actually lazy and not sporty whatsoever. And then the last misconception about Aries is that they are fiercely independent. Now, Aries people are very independent and they are very capable of doing things on their own. However, Aries people are just as capable as everybody else to be in a long-term functioning relationship and to be happy in that relationship. Taurus. The Taurus stereotype is that they are self-centered, materialistic, and they love to eat. The reason why Taurus is viewed as self-centered is because Taurus people, out of all the signs, tend to love themselves more. Taurus people are very aware of themselves, they're very aware of their flaws, and they're also very aware of their strengths. However, because Taurus people are ruled by Venus, they prefer to only focus on their strengths as opposed to where other signs focus on their own weaknesses. So a Taurus person will not really show you their weaknesses because that is not what they're focusing on. They're trying to focus on the positive thing, which is their strengths. This can come across as selfish to some people, but it is not the case. From my experience, Taurus people are actually incredibly selfless when it comes to the people that they love, and they will do anything for the people that they love. Another misconception about Taurus is that they love money and material things, and that they're incredibly materialistic. But one thing you guys do need to bear in mind is that Taurus is actually one of the most hardworking signs in the zodiac. Taurus is an earth sign, and Taurus will do whatever it takes to make sure the job will get done. Because Taurus is so hardworking and because Taurus is so dedicated to what they do, they get rewards. They get praised for what they do because they do a lot. And because they get these rewards for what they do, they spoil themselves because of the hard work that they've done. So a Taurus person is incredibly aware of how much work, how much time and effort they've put into what it is that they have, and the reason they're so indulgent, the reason they can come across as materialistic, and the reason Taurus people like to eat nice things, which is another stereotype, is because they've worked hard for those things and they deserve to enjoy it. If you went through everything that a Taurus had to go through to get what they have, you would also be quite proud and boastful over it. Gemini. A very common misconception about Gemini is that they are two-faced and that they cannot be trusted. Gemini is the sign of communication, and Gemini actually represents taking a certain bit of information, a certain piece of information, and spreading it. So the thing is, Geminis aren't in essence two-faced. It is just in a Gemini's nature to spread information. If you don't want your information to be spread around, then rather don't tell it to a Gemini, because that is what they inherently do. The thing about Gemini is because they're symbolized by the twins, they have a dual nature. This basically means that a Gemini is able to take in information from one avenue and see it as the truth, and a Gemini is also able to take in information from another avenue and see that as the truth as well. A Gemini does not necessarily like to stick to only one truth. That is why a Gemini will believe many different things. Now, because of this, it can seem like, for example, a Gemini is siding with another person. However, that is not the case. What the Gemini is just doing is listening to the story of that person so that they can gain both perspectives about what actually happened. So Geminis are not two-faced. Geminis just prefer to gain all the information and all the facts regarding what's actually happening. A lot of people also say that Geminis are fake. However, Geminis are not fake at all, and this can't be further from the truth. So like I explained, Gemini takes in information from different people and they try and figure out the truth based off of that. It is in a Gemini's inherent personality to look at other people and to look at, for example, the physical features of that person, to look at the style of that person, to look at the mode of expression of that person, and to find traits in that person that they like and adopt it as their own. Gemini and Pisces are both dual signs. I'm going to talk about Pisces later on, but in terms of Gemini is a sign that does not have a set face. Gemini has many faces, and the face that they put on, and the style they put on, and the demeanor they put on is adopted by the experiences with other people. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. All that a Gemini does is they identify the things that they like in other people and they adopt it as their own. This does not make them fake. This basically just makes them the kind of people that shape their identity around what they experience through others. So Cancer. The misconception about Cancer is that they are incredibly emotional and that they are the crybabies of the zodiac. People also think that Cancers are weak. This cannot be further from the truth, and Cancers are actually some of the most strongest people out there. The reason for this is because Cancer has a very, very receptive heart. They have a very open heart. And Cancers emotionally connect with whatever it is they do. Cancers experience life through their emotions. Cancers are in essence a sponge. They take in everything that's around them. Now you can imagine if you had this incredibly open, receptive nature where you experience everything through your emotions, yet you take in all these experiences and all these emotions of other people as well, it can become damn overwhelming. Imagine experiencing all those things inside yourself all the time. You're experiencing your own emotions. You're experiencing other people's emotions. It's exhausting. Cancer people are in essence exhausted from being exposed to all these emotions around them all the time. That's why they come across as crabby. That's why they come across as emotional. The thing is, I can tell you guys now that majority of the other signs, excluding the water signs of course, cannot handle and cannot go through the things that a Cancer and the water signs will go through. Cancers and the water signs are actually very, very strong inside themselves because they have to learn to work through this really, really crazy, complex internal world that they have and to put on a happy face and to put on a strong face and to get through each day. That is why I believe that the misconception that Cancers are the crybabies and Cancers are weak is wrong. Yes, Cancers are emotional, but Cancers are actually some of the most strongest people out there that you will meet. Leo. The misconception about Leo is that they are arrogant and extremely self-absorbed. People think that Leos are vain and that Leos are selfish. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. Just like Taurus, Leo knows their worth. Leo's a very confident sign, and Leo knows everything that they have inside themselves that is good and that is powerful. Leo knows the positive effect that they can have on the lives of the people around them. Leo is actually an incredibly devoted, loyal sign, and Leo actually puts other people before themselves. That is why the concept that Leo is selfish does not make sense to me whatsoever. The only thing about Leo is that they are damn fabulous. Leos are amazing. Leos have this warm energy and they just warm you up and they warm up an entire room whenever they enter it. Leos know how awesome they are and they know how much the people in their lives love them and appreciate them. Leos have very, very little weaknesses within themselves, and this can make them seem like they're vain. It can make them seem like they're selfish. However, this is not the case. From my experience, Leos will actually do more for the people they love than any other sign. If you have experienced the love of a Leo, you will know that this is one of the most selfless signs out there. What Leo wants is to take the beauty they have within themselves and they want to put it in you. Leo can recognize the potential in others, they can recognize the good in others, and they want to help people pursue that. What they will do a lot of the times, they'll point out the good in them to make you aware of the good in you. However, it's not a selfish thing whatsoever. However, this does not mean that they're self-centered whatsoever. It basically just means that they're trying to get you to see your own strengths, like what they see their own strengths. Virgo. The misconception about Virgo is that they're highly strung and that they're incredibly critical. Also that they're perfectionists. The reasons why Virgo come across this way is because Virgos are very, very observant. They're hyper observant and they're basically observing the things that other people aren't observing. Now the thing is, Virgos are very often aware of things that need to be done that other people don't think of or that other people just don't bother with. People put lots of responsibilities onto Virgos. Virgos are the ones that people always go to and ask for help. People always go to Virgos and ask them for assistance. The reason why they come across as highly strung and critical is because they can see how other people need to work harder. They can see how other people need to put more effort in, but they don't. Then these people go to the Virgos and ask the Virgos for help and ask the Virgos for assistance, where they never even tried themselves. They're just relying on the Virgo for help and they're just expecting the Virgo to do it. You can think to yourself, if you're going to constantly have people asking you for help and asking you to help them, and these people can't help themselves, they're pretty much unable to help themselves and they're just relying on you to help you all the time, you will become damn irritated. You will become damn critical. The reasons why Virgo comes across as highly strung and critical is because people are constantly putting all these pressures onto them. Virgos are actually just trying to help you. By being critical, they're trying to make you aware of a weakness within you so that you can become stronger, so that you can work on it. Unlike Leo that makes you aware of your strengths, Virgo makes you aware of your weaknesses. And when they make you aware of the weaknesses, it can seem that they're critical. However, all they are doing through this is just trying to help improve who you are through bringing awareness to you about your weaknesses so that you can improve on it. If nobody ever told you what's wrong with you, or if nobody ever said that something is wrong, for example, would there ever be a change? No. So Virgos know that in order to change something, you need to be aware of that something. And sometimes becoming aware of that thing can be a little bit difficult for some people because they don't like to hear the truth. However, Virgo knows that the truth is what will save people at the end. Libra. A common misconception about Libra is that they are a pushover. And the other misconception is that they always need to have a partner or they always need to have a person with them to be happy. Now the reason this is a misconception is because Libra is actually the sign of partnerships. Libra is the sign that represents interacting with others in a harmonious, peaceful, loving way. Now it is in Libra's inherent nature to be harmonious in their interactions with people. Libras despise arguments. They despise conflict. A Libra is a person who basically just wants to live life in this very happy, peaceful, pure existence. Libras also need people in their lives. Now the reason Libras seem like pushovers to some is because Libras are willing to do whatever it takes. They're willing to go out of their way to make the people they care about happy. The reason for this is because Libras do not want to argue, they do not want conflict, and they want to make the people they love feel special. If you guys think that Libras are pushover due to this quality, then I really don't know. Now, a lot of people think Libras are pushovers due to this. However, this is far, far from the truth. A Libra can say no, and a Libra can stand up for themselves when they need to. However, when they care about a person, they will do whatever it takes to make that person happy because Libra is the sign of partnerships. This is why it can seem like they're pushover, but they're not. If you push them far enough, you can see that they will stand up for themselves just as well as what any other sign can. The reason they don't stand up for themselves, though, is because they prefer to give other people the benefit of the doubt, and they prefer to make other people feel happy and good. Libra is actually an incredible sign because a Libra will rather let themselves feel unhappy. They'll rather let themselves feel upset and hurt than let you feel upset and hurt. That is why I don't believe Libras are pushovers whatsoever. Scorpio. Scorpios are known to be quite intense, overly sexual, and possessive. Scorpio basically represents things that are unseen. So that is things such as soul-to-soul connections. It's things such as sexuality. It's things such as death. Now, the thing is with Scorpios, they have the ability to see things that other people can't see. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but they can. So, for example, let's say you're dating a Scorpio and this Scorpio gets angry at you for talking to another person. The reason the Scorpio reacts this way is because you might not be aware of it. You might be talking to this person and you think, oh, this person's just being friendly. This person just wants to be friends. This person just wants to talk about whatever. But the Scorpio, who is aware of the more darker elements of the human nature, can see straight through this. They can see straight through that interaction. So this Scorpio can see that this person that you're talking to is only talking to you because they want something from you or they want to benefit out of this interaction. Scorpios have this ability to really see the truth in any situation. Scorpios can see the truth that other people can't see. This is why they come across as possessive. This is why they come across as protective. Scorpios know what other people's intentions are, and when other people have bad intentions, they will stand up for the people they love and they'll protect the people they love from those people with bad intentions. Now, the reason why it's tricky for people to comprehend this is because you as a person yourself might not be aware of the intentions of this other person. You might not be aware of what's going to end up happening, but the Scorpio is. So it can come across to you like the Scorpio's being a bit obsessive, the Scorpio's being a bit intense, the Scorpio's being a bit too much. But in essence, the Scorpio has just seen things that your mere mortal mind just cannot comprehend. And due to that, the Scorpio has to come in and protect you from the pain that you would experience because you are blinded. Scorpios are not blind. They can see things for what they are. The reason other people don't get this is because they cannot see things as deeply as what a Scorpio can. Scorpios actually aren't possessive at all. But one thing I can say is Scorpios are protective. If you have a Scorpio protecting you and caring about you, you're damn lucky. Sagittarius. Sagittarius is misconceived as the eternal optimist. People think that Sagittarius are these happy-go-lucky, generous people who just go around spreading fairy dust and making everybody happy. This is very far from the truth. Sagittarians experience heartbreak. Sagittarians experience depression and despair just as much as what everybody else does. The only thing about Sagittarius is they just prefer to focus on the good. A Sagittarius is a person who does not want to bring other people down by what they are going through. So a Sagittarius is one of the rare signs who will have a smile on their face and will make you feel good about yourself even though when they are broken inside themselves. People can be very hard on Sagittarians as well because people think that Sagittarians do not feel pain and that they do not get upset because they're always so happy. But the thing is, Sagittarians, like I said, they do not want to bog other people down with their problems, with their upsets. Sagittarius is very aware how they can affect other people with their moods, and they just prefer to spread positivity. They prefer to make other people happy. They want to make other people feel good as opposed to making people feel bad. Now, the reason this is a misconception is because Sagittarians aren't always happy. They do experience upsets. They do experience sadness, but they will not let it affect you. They will deal with it on their own. Capricorn. So people believe that Capricorns are all work and no play. One thing I can say is that Capricorns are party animals. This misconception cannot be further from the truth. Most of the Capricorns I know love to party. They actually party too much. But the thing about a Capricorn is that they will not give up their responsibility to party. A Capricorn knows exactly how to separate work from play. So the reason this misconception started was because majority of the people only experience the Capricorn in the workplace. And when a Capricorn is in their workplace, they are all work. They only focus on work and they're getting their duty done. They're there to complete a job, they're there to complete a task, and that is what they will do. They will not get distracted by anything and they will not play around when they are at work. Now, if you experience this side of a Capricorn, they'll come across as incredibly serious and they'll come across as incredibly hardworking and highly strung and like they don't ever have fun. When the Capricorn leaves that job, when they leave the office for the weekend, oh my goodness, do you have another thing coming? When Capricorn is in their play mode, they cannot be bothered with work. They cannot be phased with work, and they are completely within that play mode. So with a Capricorn, they have this inherent ability to completely separate work from play. They do not mix the two with each other. Work and play is always separate to them. Now, like I said, the reason the misconception exists that they're all about work and no play is because most people don't actually see the Capricorn when they're away from work, and they don't actually see the Capricorn when they're relaxed. Capricorns can play just as hard as all the other signs, but all the other signs probably can't work as hard as Capricorn can. Because they know how to work really, really hard, they also know how to play really, really hard as well. Aquarius. So people believe that Aquarians are heartless and Aquarians are cold and emotionless. The reason for this is because Aquarius has a very, very high level of awareness. Their level of awareness is so high that they can see through a lot of things, just like what Scorpio can in a sense. Now, instead of applying their emotions to what it is that they see and what it is that they experience, Aquarius applies their logic and their practical thinking. Aquarius has the ability to logically analyze a person and a situation, and due to this, they do not involve their emotions with what it is they're dealing with or who it is they're dealing with. Aquarians are actually incredibly selective when it comes to who they give their emotions to. Now, the reason for this is because with their logical minds, they'll tell themselves, that person's not worthy, or things will go bad if I get involved with this person, or things will go bad if I do this. Their logical minds stops them from getting involved with people or just with specific situations because they can preempt how it's going to go wrong. They can preempt how it's going to fail. They're so logical that they can almost like see into the future, and they can see, if I open up to you now, this isn't going to work a few months down the line. So nah, I'm just not going to open up to you at all. That's the mentality they have. So an Aquarius will only really show their emotional side and open up to a person who they have logically analyzed, and they have come to the conclusion that they can open up to this person and that it will work out. Now, like I said, due to this, they do not open up to anyone. And because they don't just open up to anyone, they can come across as cold, they can come across as heartless. However, Aquarians are actually able to love more profoundly than what most signs can. And what makes the Aquarian love so profound is that Aquarius will only love you. They'll only choose you. An Aquarius is very, very selective with their love, and that's what makes it so profound and so special. Pisces. So people believe that Pisces are these incredibly sweet, nice, and caring people. However, that's not true. I have met many Pisces people who aren't very sweet, nice, and caring. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. So Pisces is a sign that does represent illusions. Pisces represents seeing things for what they aren't really. Now, a Pisces has a very, very good ability to show you what it is you want to see. So a Pisces knows that, okay, they have to be nice to you in order to get a good response out of this interaction. So they will be nice to you. But just watch a Pisces when you put them in a situation when they're under pressure. You will see that they're not this nice, sweet, innocent creature that you imagine them to be. A Pisces person has just as many dark, evil thoughts than what everybody else does. However, a Pisces just knows exactly how to hide these dark, evil thoughts and to only show their good side. Now, the thing about Pisces is it's a very confusing sign because, like I said, it's a sign that's all about illusion. So you're not really sure what's going on. You're not really sure what you're seeing and what's happening. So with Pisceans, they can be people with really bad intentions. They can have really selfish motivations. However, they come across to be really nice, friendly people. Then on the other hand, you can have Pisceans that have good intentions and they have really good motivations, but then they come across as these really confused, lost people. So with Pisces, it's always never ever as it seems. Okay guys, so this is my video on the common misconceptions about the zodiac signs. If you guys have anything you'd like to add, please let me know in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see some more astrology content, then do subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next time.